where, like, we would have the semi-main event of WrestleMania, and then it would be 45 minutes before the main event. We don't have that anymore. Now they just seem to have, like, a set amount of time in between matches for ads. So there was nothing excruciatingly long, but it is kind of like when you watch the show and you see all of the ads, and you see all of the sponsorship, and you see, like, people buying their names for the ring canvas and everything like that. You're really just being screamed at. I don't even want to say it's WWE's fault or not fault, but ESPN paid way too much money. It's a fun business, and they are trying to find ways to make some of this money back. And we are the ones that have to suffer. But yes, there's a lot of ads on this show, but it still was done in 3 hours. So I ain't going to complain about a 3-hour show.
You have been complaining about a 3 hours over 5 minutes.
No, I'm complaining about the ad. But, like, I'm not going to say
and you also said
longer.
You also said that you worked after you've seen all.
Yeah, it did.
Well, we watched WWE SummerSlam Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan in the opener. In that football stadium in Minnesota, whatever you call it. Fairly energetic. It's got the, it's a dome, but it has windows that the sunlight gets in, which is really, really cool. They get in there, Io and Liv, and they're wearing the exact same match.
Yeah,
the exact same shades of black and pink purple.
It looks like a tag team.
Very much a tag team. The first half of this was a very WWE formula. He come back, throw the interference, and at that point, usually it's good for a finish. This time, they did the interference. Io wiped out the interferers. She tossed Liv out onto them. She did a big moonsault on everybody, and then they added 3 or 4 minutes of big moves near fall, and those were cool. The Vinny's ever through, and Io did the pull-up chain attack into the post, made a very loud noise. It was very bad for either her knees or Liv's head or both. And she keeps trying to moonsault, but can't hit it. Liv had already hit the Oblivion for a near fall. She tried it again. Io springs by out of that to her feet, but Liv does not miss a beat. Springs into actual code breaker with another Oblivion. Gets her pretty good about it.
I thought this match actually was quite good. Although, you know, I do predictions. I got a few people on Cameo. We have a prediction game and everything. And I did predictions for this show. And I got many of the finishes wrong. And I just tried to figure out everybody's booking. And, you know, with AEW, I can figure almost everything out in advance.
Because it makes sense.
Very, very obvious. But the thing with WWE, I used to be able to figure everything out, but now I can't. And I think it's because of that. Like, this match, for example, in my heart, I knew what they were going to do because this was the Queen of the Ring finals. And Io beat Liv to win the tournament. She then chose Liv for the championship match at SummerSlam. And so, like, deep down I knew, well, Liv's, I'm sure, going to get her win back. But, if we're looking at what's the best finish going forward, I mean, really what makes the most sense, and actually this has been like a multi-year storyline, is Liv should have lost this match and this title, leaving Raquel as the only woman in the Judgment Day with a singles title. Because the story has always been that Raquel is second fiddle, and Liv always makes everything about her, and Liv is always the champion, and Raquel's always in second place, and Raquel ends up winning her title from Sol Ruca, and if Liv would have lost here, the roles would have been reversed, and at least it would have been something new. There's like a story. But instead, you know, Liv got her win back, and we're literally exactly where we were before the show started. And the problem with a lot of WWE is that we're just always in the same place all the time. And so, like, as a match, I liked it. I thought the finishing sequence was very good. I thought their work was pretty good. I thought it was either the first or second best match on the show. But I was not a fan of what they decided to do for a finish. But it was a good match.
We acknowledge some WWE legends. Mark Henry is there, X-Pac is there, Jimmy Hart is there, Dan Spivey is there.
Yes, dangerous Dan Spivey was there.
Even Mercy himself.
He looked a little less dangerous, let's not lie.
Did you see his eyes?
Well,
he looked capable of very dangerous things. Speaking of dangerous things, the Usos and Jacob Fatu versus Royce Keys and LA Knight and Solo Sikoa in a match that looked weird on paper going in and came out even weirder in real life. So, as far as I can tell, of these 6 men, 5 are baby faces, and the 6th, Solo Sikoa, is a heel who everyone likes.
Okay. The Usos, I believe, are supposed to be heels. I'm not entirely sure, but they often act very heelish. And really, of the two, and this is quite ironic, Jay acts more heelish than Jimmy. Yet Jay is the one who always does the babyface entrance and the encore, which gets a babyface reaction. Jacob Fatu is a heel. Even though he was the hottest new babyface they had, but they decided that the right course of action would be to turn him heel. Royce Keys is a babyface. LA Knight is for sure a babyface, although he complains a lot like a heel. And Solo Sikoa is a babyface, but it's weird, and people don't quite trust the guy yet. So that's where we are in this odd 6-person match.
So, LA is in there. I think Jimmy was one who's fucking stuff.
Oh my god. LA and Jimmy started, and they got completely lost. And then in trying
That's when it started.
It's like the first spot. And then in trying to fix it, they got even more lost. And finally, Jimmy just got the hell out of it, which was good.
So, then, Solo gets in there. He's beating up Jay and decides, I'm going to steal Jay's entrance. In the middle of the match. He does that rolled up backside that Jay does, and the music starts, he's passing, everyone's having a grand old time. Is that how this works? If you just do the hand gesture, no matter who you are, they'll play
Yes.
Jay's entrance?
Correct.
So, okay, he's entertaining. People like him. They get to go yeet, yeet, yeet again. They're very, very happy. Then he hits like one move on Jacob Fatu. He gets up and dance like a moron as Jacob totally knows so.
Yeah, he did a total heel, cocky, ha-ha-ha thing.
Right after a total babyface.
Yeah. Like, you are an idiot.
He's ever from heel to babyface back to heel in about 40 seconds.
But the thing is, like, he just was not a smart, actual, like, God bless the guy, but, like, he was supposed to still be a babyface. But he did that, which is a babyface, is a really stupid thing to do because he was like an idiot.
Royce Keys gets a hot tag. He's manhandling everyone. This moves. Michael Cole,
Bad night.
by his own standards, had a rotten night.
He was terrible.
Among the highlights, if you will, as he claims Royce Keys was southpaw and is throwing left hands. I swear to God, he's saying this as Royce Keys is throwing right hands.
Yeah, it's actually happening in front of him.
Yeah, or it should be if he was watching the match. Now he knows. Keys and Jimmy go up. And by the end of this, I think we figured out Jimmy wasn't hurt. So I don't know what happened to him.
He actually might have tweaked his leg because there was no storyline reason for him to have a bad leg, but he was like hobbling for a while until he rolled outside, and then when he came back, he seemed better.
So Royce and Jimmy are on the top rope. And the payoff to all of this is that, and I don't know, this may not have been the plan when they climbed the ropes in the first place, but Royce does a power slam where he just lifts him up in his arms, back into the ring, and he just spins and drops him.
I think they were going to do the SOS slam,